Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer Rowe, and I've decided that I'm going to create a series on how to use manifestation, law of assumption, and everything in that bubble to help you at work. This is something that I've wanted to start for a very long time back in the day, and even today when I look up how to make more money at work and mixing manifestation with work or hustle, not a lot of stuff comes up. All right, so in today's episode, we're gonna be going over self-concept. Everybody does it, and how it is that you're gonna wanna change that so that it works for you in your favor, especially at work, inside and outside of work. All I'm doing is taking this practice and putting a spin on it so that it can reach our community. A lot of us are already into manifestation. I see it all the time at work. Self-concept is who you identify yourself to be. Who you identify yourself to be is gonna come with a list of experiences and outcomes. Self-concept is the person that you identify as. Naturally, if you identify with somebody that has a struggle life, you're gonna have struggle life outcomes. It won't matter how many days you go to work. It doesn't matter how many hours you put in a shift. It won't matter what city you work in. It doesn't matter what club you work at. If you are in line with the self-concept that you are on the struggle bus, you are going to get struggle bus results. If your self-concept is that you make just enough to get by, then you are going to make just enough to get by. If your self-concept is that you make money no matter how busy or slow work is, that miraculously you always make a lot of money. And if your self-concept is that this profession provides you with a life of abundance meaning you can pay your bills and have enough to be very, very comfortable plus more, then that's gonna be your result. Your self-concept is going to be in line with who you identify as. If you keep telling yourself, oh, I always make just enough to pay the bills, or I'm always just a little bit too short, or if you find yourself having a really good shift and then you have the mentality of this was luck, that's going to be your reoccurring manifestation because this is what you keep reaffirming in your mind. Stop telling yourself that that was a good night or that this is a lucky night. You know, if your self-concept is that you are the person that's stressing about tip out, then that's not in line with a person that has a very abundant lifestyle from their job. So we program our brains with our reoccurring thoughts. Whether you're doing it consciously or unconsciously, you're doing this anyways. What we're gonna wanna do is step outside of ourselves and listen to our internal self-talk. How is it that you feel when bills come up? How is it that you feel when you have to tip out? How is it that you feel when you walk into work? Do you feel like you're gambling? Do you feel like you're hoping that you're gonna have a good night, but deep down you feel like it's probably not gonna happen? And once you realize this, you can really control a lot more of your self-talk and how it is that you perceive yourself, and this is gonna completely change your reality. Once I realized that I was doing this and I stopped and I switched it, I kid you guys not, I have quadrupled my income. I have quadrupled my income within the last year. So some of the things that I used to tell myself, I'm gonna try and think throughout my dancing career, like some of my limiting beliefs. I'm too shy. I don't have the courage to ask for what I feel like I'm worth. I used to hate on other girls that made more money. It's like, oh, they're only making more money because they're doing extras. Like, that is such hater energy that I'm embarrassed to even, those were things that I actually said and actually believed. And I'm not saying that extra stuff doesn't happen. It is the sex industry and we are sex workers. But at the end of the day, like, what somebody else does should not have a direct effect on my sales. Like, it's just not the way it works. I used to say that I was living in a time where girls just don't make the kind of money that they used to. I also decided that I wasn't going to experience what good money days were like. When I first started dancing, I just remember hearing a lot by the dancers that are now my age, back in the day, oh, back in the day, I used to make this much money. I used to make that much money. And I just thought that those days were over. That, like, dancers are now just living in a drought. And then I realized what I was doing. I'm like, what are you doing? If I believe that I create my own reality and I understand what self-concept is, then when I want to change my beliefs and my thoughts a little bit, if you need your self-concept to be that you are the one that makes a band a night, that makes $1,000 a night every single night, that this is something that you do consistently, guess what you're gonna have to do? you're gonna have to take that goal off of the pedestal. You can't keep making $1,000 a night a big deal. You hear what I'm saying? And I get it. First hit your first $1,000 plus night, you are gonna be super excited, and I'm giving you permission to be excited. But please, for the love of God, do not make it an every 6 months, every once a year thing in your mind, all right? You need to get aligned with the self-concept that this is your regular. This is your new regular. This is your new chosen reality. This is just like a bonus tip. Dress and act like your self-concept person. What does your self-concept person dress like? What does your self-concept person act like? What does your self-concept person think like? This person is probably not going to be stressing about the things that you previously used to stress about. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys some homework really quickly. Grab a notebook, right? And a pen, obviously, as soon as you get a chance. Don't wait, guys. You can't wait with this stuff because you will forget. Your self-concept needs to change right now. Grab a notebook, right? And this is your self-concept homework right here. On one side, right, who you currently are, but you're gonna write old self-concept, all right? Be honest with yourself. Don't BS yourself. Old self-concept, current self-concept, all right? So on the old self-concept, which is your current reality right now, the one that's not working for you, all right? If you don't like your results, then you need to change who you are because of your results. You hear me? I got that from Bob Proctor. So go ahead and write all the limiting beliefs and what your self-concept is right this second. And then what I'm gonna want you to do on the other side is you're going to change your self-concept to the reality it is that you wanna be experiencing, all right? When you're done, grab this piece of paper and tear it up. If you catch yourself having any of these limiting beliefs, any of these old self-concept thoughts, I need you to switch them in your mind. Split yourself in two. That thought is not in line with the reality that I wanna experience. Switch your thought to the new ones on this side. So the reason why we're gonna wanna do the old self and the current self is so that you can visually see what it is that you're thinking that isn't working for you, and then right here, flip it. This way you have the chance to make it the opposite thought. Get rid of this page as soon as you can whenever you're done, and then live by this immediately. If you catch yourself with this old self-talk, what are you doing? Is that the reality you want to experience? And I've said this before. I've said this before in one of my old videos. I say that the machine is set on yes. Everything you believe, everything that you think, it's all going to be yes, 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 yes. There is no maybe, no. It's on yes. You know, I can barely pay my bills, yes. The customers are always expecting more and don't respect me, yes. Dirty girls make extra money, yes. I can't make that kind of money, yes. I'm just not that lucky, yes. I don't have it in me, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I'm too tired, yes. It's gonna stay yes. You can use that to your advantage as long as you change your narrative about yourself. All right, so a couple more bonus tips before I go. Listen, I don't need to be telling you guys stuff that you guys already know. You guys already know this. Meditate. Are you meditating? Have you been meditating? Have you been meditating? Meditate. And during that time, go ahead and envision your current self-concept. Also, this is another bonus tip. You have to stay in self-concept at all times. You can't just go to work and test it out there. So you need to stay in line with self-concept at all times. Therefore, this is my tip. This is what I do personally. I am that bitch. At home, at work, I am that bitch. You hear what I'm saying? Like, make your home in a line with your self-concept. Everything is going to align with your self-concept. So don't think that you're just going to be able to align with self-concept when you're at work. I mean, technically anything is possible, but I think it's very unlikely. I want you to stay in character at all times. If you are going to identify with this type of person, then this type of person is going to have these type of experiences. So just change who you identify yourself with, change your self-concept. So like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, every topic that I go over, this series that I'm having right now, can apply to everything in your life as well. It's not just for work. I just wanted to make this for our community. I know that we are already touching the surface when it comes to manifestation, but guys, it gets really, really deep, and I'm going to do my best to break everything down for you in this series. If you liked it, please leave a comment. If you have your own experiences about self-concept or anything that has to do with anything metaphysical, if you have any knowledge on this topic, please go ahead and leave a comment. Even if you don't, if this is the first time you've heard about this, leave a comment. If you are in the sex industry, leave a comment. If you're thinking about getting into the sex industry, leave a comment. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Till next time, bye.